future, 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 future. All right. Thanks, Joey. It's a CHGO White Sox postgame show right now. CHGO White Sox postgame show presented to you by Bet365. Sign up, use code CHGO365. Whatever the moment, it is never ordinary. That's a White Sox winner. 11-9. Welcome into Studio B. I'm your host, Sean Anderson. Alongside me, Cubs fan Joey Christopoulos.
Fun, bad, fun, bad, fun, bad, fun, bad,
fun, bad.
What's up, Sean?
Every moment in this game, hi Joey. We've been hanging out for, I think, 10 hours.
Good to see you, Sean.
Yeah, it was good to see you. 10
3.5 hour game, baby. Let's roll.
Let's roll. Where was I? I'm honestly so excited. We have so much to talk about on this show. We have 3 blocks. All right, in the biz, we call it the A block. We call it the B block. We call it the C block. Joey, you're probably asking, what's in the A block? Well, we're going to discuss the 11-9 win. There was a lot of fun in this game. Colson Montgomery homers in back-to-back games. Kyle Teel, first career home run. Jonathan Cannon, career high in strikeouts in a single game. And then there was a lot of ugly. The Rays scored 9 runs. But out of the All-Star break, the Sox have won 5 of their first 6 games. They have scored 49?
49 runs in their last 6 games. They have now scored 7+ runs in 5 of their last 6. Fun, bad, Sean.
They have 3 games of 10 or more runs. They have scored 7 in a game. They've scored 4 in a game. And then the other one was what? I don't even remember.
They lost 4-3 yesterday.
4-3. So 3. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know what's going on, to be honest with you. Everyone's very excited here. Husky Bardo said the kids are playing good. Get us over that 49, then it's all cash. Go White Sox, says Yvonne. Shy Sox, Anthony says the kids can play. Matthew says, let's go. Hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you're subscribing. In the A block, we'll be talking about the young kids. We'll be talking about Colson's first homer yesterday. We'll be talking about a second homer today. We'll be talking about my impressions so far through his first couple of games. Then we'll be talking about Kyle Teel. He turned on a Joe Buerhle fastball. Mercy. We'll talk about that homer. I'll talk a little bit about Jonathan Cannon as well in the first 15 minutes. In the second block, the B block, we'll be talking about Luis Robert Jr. Ken Rosenthal had an article today talking about some Luis Robert Jr. trade rumors. We'll talk about his performance today. His hit streak extends to 9 games. He steals his 26th bag of the season. Very nice, Luis. And then, in the C block, something that's very near and dear to my heart. I will be looking at the 16th anniversary of Mark Buehrle's perfect game on July 23rd. Because it's July 23rd, you're probably going to listen to this on the 24th, but we are talking about the ever so important 16th anniversary of Mark Buehrle's perfect game.
History!
Well, look at that. Her perfect game is now 16 years old. They grow up so fast, Joey. Hit that thumbs up button, and we should have a fun show tonight. Joey is your voice. Joey, if you see a comment, favorite it. You'll be reading them later on tonight, usually out of the breaks, and we'll make sure we're connected to you White Sox fans. We are here 3 times a week, typically after games, until the end of the season. So if you haven't joined us, maybe you're getting really excited about these young kids, make sure you're subscribing. Make sure you're hitting that thumbs up button. We're usually here on Sundays every single weekend. We are here on Mondays and then like Wednesday or Thursdays. Sometimes Tuesdays, but like Monday, Thursday, Sunday. Sometimes Sunday, Monday, Wednesday. You get the bit. Let's jump in to the White Sox. I don't even know where to start. Ashley Page in our Discord did share the final stat for the Chicago White Sox that was on CHSN. The White Sox have the first road win after trailing by multiple runs twice in a game since 2016. Their sweep of the Pirates out of the All-Star break. That was their first road sweep since 2022. Tony La Russa, not even Miguel Cairo, was the manager at that point. It's been a long time until we felt excited. And there was some moments there in May where we felt excited about Miguel Vargas, Chase Mydroth, Shane Smith. May was feeling really good. And even the start of July was fairly ugly. I mean, Colson got called up. They had a pretty good series in Colorado. But outside of that, they limped with all of their starting pitching injuries into the All-Star break. And I don't know what happened in that short break there, but this team is coming out extremely excited, ready to play. Maybe it's the minor league ballpark that gifted, Colson Montgomery 2 home runs and Kyle Teel home run. Chase Mydroth almost hit one on Monday.
Don't quibble with
as well.
details, Sean.
Do you know what, Joey? They count. I don't care. Those balls were smoked. The last thing that I'm thinking about when a White Sox home run goes over the fence in 2025 is, well, is it a unicorn? Is it because of the baseball? Like, I look at that Colson Montgomery swing. That's a nice swing on a middle fastball that he took to the opposite field, and it cleared the fence. Let's go. That one tonight from Teel, that's a 97-mile-per-hour fastball that he turned and burned down the line against Joe Buerhle. He should be rewarded. He is able to keep it fair. That's why they have the poll, all right, to make sure if it goes fair or foul. I'm excited. You should be excited as well. Let's jump into Colson Montgomery, because that's where I think everyone's excitement really starts. Yesterday, he hits his first career home run. After the game, I tweeted this. A great game from Colson at the plate. First career home run is obvious, but under the hood, he only swung at one pitch out of the zone, and he whiffed it, which is good. You don't want to make contact out of pitches out of the zone. Even though it's a bad decision to swing outside of the zone, at least he didn't make contact with it. He also fouled off 5 balls, all of them that were in the zone. He put 4 balls in play. The lowest exit velocity of those was 90 miles per hour. He also beat out another possible double play and was a fielder's choice. He did that on Monday, and it was an RBI fielder's choice. And he also took 7 balls. There was only one pitch that he swung at outside of the zone. And again, it was like borderline on the zone. And again, he whiffed at it, which was good. But he was able to put a ton of balls in play yesterday, and the pitch that he hit tonight was beautiful. Joey, I think we have a graphic of Colson here. I want to show you his swings so far, and this doesn't include tonight, that Colson graphic right there, or the Montgomery pitch profile one. Sorry.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. Right
here it is. So the red means good. That's where he's swinging a lot. He's swinging at fastballs mostly up and in. There are some concerning numbers. It is a small sample size. It's only 14 games of him swinging and missing at sliders. It's like 60%, which is concerning, but again, small sample size. But this kid has an OPS plus well above 100. He's mostly played shortstop. In about 15 games, Colson Montgomery's put up a WAR, like 1 WAR. That is not anything that Jacob Amaya was able to do. That's not anything Vinny Capra was able to do. Thank God they finally did this. It felt like before the season, opening day was definitely too soon for him, especially after he only played 3 spring training games. But it felt like before the season, June 15th was like a fair estimate on when he might make his debut. That was when Tim made his debut, another prep shortstop. He made his debut in the middle of June. Colson, it took about 2 more weeks. It took him also 2 weeks to go to Arizona. But even with that trip to Arizona, it seems like he is absolutely coming alive. And the thing that we read on Monday that James Fegan was able to get talking to Colson was going to Arizona, it allowed him to stand up straight. And that is what is his kind of key on if his stance is in right. If he is standing completely upright. What he said it allows him to do is identify break in balls earlier because he's taller, so he can see the bend in the ball a little bit earlier than most batters can because he's 6'4". I don't know. I mean, like, so far he's not swinging at balls. Like, again, flash that pitch profile. A lot of them are just middle in. He's just damaging and swinging at pitches he should be. He's crushing some balls. I mean, he's hit some balls over 100 miles per hour. The only guy that was doing that was Tim Elko, and they couldn't even keep him on the roster. Like, this kid is 22 years old, playing average defense at shortstop, and on back-to-back nights, we've seen him hit for power. And maybe those are doubles in other parks. You think I'm going to complain about extra base hits from a shortstop from the White Sox in 2025? Hell no. Fun bad.
49 runs scored the last 6
49
games.
runs
He's got
scored.
10 of them.
49
20% of them. 20% of them are coming from...
Say that again. Sorry.
49 runs scored the last 6 games. He has 10 RBIs in that span. That's 20%, ladies and gentlemen.
20. That is awesome. I'm so excited for Colson Montgomery. You should be too, because honestly, what if he sucks, right? At least enjoy the time that he is like killing it. The first 15 of games of Colson Montgomery, I'll say it, I'm not ashamed. They've been fun. Sue me. I'm a foodie. Sue me. This is what I've been desperate for.
We've waited with bated breath for the Colson Montgomery experience. So it is cool to see it happen. And who knows how long it's going to last, baby, right? You know what I mean?
Right.
But right now, in this game right now, we will have a memory. And if he's bad, we'll go back and we'll snicker and we'll be sarcastic about it. But right now, we've waited long enough. This is good.
You said Colson Montgomery experience, so then I went to Jimi Hendrix experience. And it's like, hey, if you're seeing Jimi Hendrix in the 60s, you're probably getting a great show. You're seeing Jimi Hendrix in the 80s, he's probably unplugged.
Get Colson a guitar. Let's get him a guitar.
Well, no, right? Like, you got to see him in his peak, man. You got to see him in his prime. We don't know. This could be his 15 minutes of fame. Maybe he's a star that burns out bright. Maybe this is the future of a budding, a baseball player. He looks like a baseball player to me. And hey, he looks like he can play shortstop. Looks like he can play third base. If there's more baseball players that join the team, like Colson Montgomery, and they need somebody to move, I think he can move. I'm excited about Colson. He was closing in. I think he even was an MLB pipeline top 10 prospect at one point. Like, I understand there was the fall off. He completely fell off the top 100, but we know that the athlete is in there. The athlete wasn't consistent in the minor leagues, but in the major leagues, he's looked pretty fun. I don't know. I'm excited. And you should be excited too. That ball yesterday was nice. It was right center gap, if I'm remembering correctly. It was off a 97 mile per hour fastball as well, a little up and in. And then tonight it was like a 90 mile per hour cutter, a little bit out and away, 92 mile per hour cutter out and away, and he's able to hit his ball left center. And the one thing that he also said, or Ryan Fuller said, was what they tried to do was have him stay upright and not have his swing be changed, right? If he sees a pitch to the outside, just let the swing go to the outside. Don't change your swing. Adjust to the pitch, because what he was doing in Charlotte was pulling the ball and getting out in front of everything. He was able to let that ball get a little bit deep, but still not deep enough. He was still timing it up perfectly to hit that out to left center. He was able to pull the ball yesterday. Like, and what else do you want to see? I know you're able to see a little bit from Andrew Vaughn. Maybe he just rides that 100 kind of mid-average, batting streak right now, but he's playing shortstop at third base. He could do that as a third baseman and a shortstop. You can't do that as a first baseman. Sorry.
Well, and I was just going to say that go-ahead two-run double, at George Steinbrenner Stadium, almost went out too as well. And what is this?
Oh, yeah.
And
so,
honestly,
I'm sorry, I even blacked that out.
Yeah.
So the White Sox took the lead in this game.
Because Sean, when it happened and it came off the bat, first of all, you called it. We were manifesting a grand slam at that time, and it came off the bat so hard that you did black out. You did. You blacked out for half a second there. But I mean, look, the other fun part about it too is that when we talk about Caro and we talked about Chase, and we've been doing that for a little bit while, they don't really have that power profile that Colson has, and he's been flashing it over the last 5 or 6 games, and it is a great compliment to see with all the other young kids right now, and to have him success. It's big win tonight.
Let's regroup. Goop Like Soup says, I remember when Sean was a bit worried about Colson. I was worried. You know what? As a White Sox fan, I think it's required to be worried. And this is a relief. I'm forgetting to do my job. People might not even watch this game and be like, what happened in this game? Let's tell you, okay? So Jonathan Cannon had a really bad bottom of the first inning. We don't need to talk about it besides he gave up 4 runs. It doesn't matter. The White Sox won. And there are things about Jonathan Cannon's start that are positive. Let's just stick with the positives tonight. In the top of the second, Vargas with a leadoff single. Then Vargas went to second on a wild pitch by Buerhle. Then Teel singled. That moved Vargas to third, so runners at first and third. Then Robert singled into right. A nice hit it where it is. He was able to drive in a run. 4-1 Sox, and then that's when Colson ties up the game with a 3-run homer. Sox are able to tie it up 4-4 in the top of the second. Then there's no more action until the bottom of the fifth. Cannon allows a single to Simpson to lead off the inning. Then a 1-out single by Aranda moves Simpson to second. Then Camanero's hit by a pitch to load the bases. Eisert's brought in. Lau hits a single to left. It was a bloop-ish one that's able to get down. Drives in 1. And then Aranda scored on an error. Magnum was safe at first. And then that was the Baldwin ball that he kind of ran in pretty far from and got close to the ball but wasn't able to actually make the catch. Run scores on that error, so it's 6-4 after the 5th. Then in the top of the 6th, that's when Teel makes it a 1-run game, leadoff homer down the right field line, 6-5 for the Sox. In the bottom of the 6th, Caballero singles, Walls doubled to lead off the bottom of the 6th. It was a weird play by Robert. Robert was a little bit shaded to right. Ball was hit to the left center field gap. Walls was going to second, right out of the box. Robert had to regroup, and it was a terrible throw from Robert. I'm not going to bail him out there. But Walls was safe at second, and then Caballero singled to center, driving in that run, 7-5. That was against Grant Taylor. Grant Taylor looked iffy tonight, but that's not the story. Who cares? But then, top of the 8th, with Kelly pitching, he walks Benintendi. Vargas singles. Teel singles. That drives in Benintendi. Robert walked. Teel's at second. It's a 7-6 game. Then Montgomery doubles, which we thought was going to be a
granny.
Hits off not 3/4.
Upper.
I was going to say 3-6, which
upper crust to the wall.
3-6 that's half.
2-3 feet higher.
That's South Side Chicago education for you. So about 3/4 up the wall. Montgomery doubles. I'll get to the break in a second. Then Baldwin grounds into a fielder's choice. That scores 9-7. Talkman single to left. That makes it 10-7. Mydroth then single to left. 11-7. Sox piled it on in that inning. Got a little bit hairy in the 8th, but they were able to walk that tightrope. And then a beautiful play in the bottom of the 9th to lead off that inning. It is put in play by Magnum. Altavilla tries to throw it to Vargas. It gets past Vargas. Chase backs him up. Magnum fakes to go to second, thinks, I can go because it gets out of play, but he ends up going back to first, and Vargas is able to swipe the tag in on him. Teel was able to do that in the bottom of the 5th to beautifully end that inning. They were able to get the replay on both plays, successfully overturned an out call. So great job by Will Venable, great job by Teel, great job by Vargas, great job by Sal, great job by Chase Mydroth, and great job by, I think it was Isert on that play in the 5th. So we got to take a break. Sox win 11-9. That's all that matters. Are you ready to take a break, Joey?
I am. Let's do it, man.
All right. We're going to take a break here on the CHGO White Sox postgame show. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. We will come back with your thoughts. We'll talk about Luis Robert Jr. rumors next here on the CHGO White Sox postgame show. Taking a break here on the CHGO White Sox podcast to let you know about our great friends over at Sunnyside Cannabis Dispensary. They are your home for judgment-free cannabis shopping. If you're an expert, you can get in and out with their easy online ordering, and you could skip the line, skip the wait, just show your ID and say, hey, I want my stuff. If you are a newbie, they have kind, they have knowledgeable bud tenders who could take you through your first way of imbibing. It's a one-stop shop for all your cannabis needs. Sunnyside has an expertly curated menu with over 100 strains to choose from, plus, again, easy online ordering and in-store pickup. They have locations all over this great state. They have locations in the city like Wrigleyville and River North, and in the suburbs like Champaign, real far south, and real far north like in South Beloit. If you have a pro, again, they have you covered with over 100 strains on the menu, and if you're starting out, Sunnyside has expert guidance for you. Visit sunnyside.shop for bright buys every day, including 50% off your first 3 online purchases with promo code HICHGO. Existing users use promo code CHGO50 for 50% off one Cresco Lab branded item. Exclusions apply. Sunnyside Cannabis Dispensary. Bright buys every day, only for 21 plus or Illinois medical card holders. We also want to let you know about our great friends over at Game Time. Game Time is the place to buy your Major League Baseball tickets to get this beautiful bobblehead on a Sunday, one of 10,000s, and I got to be careful because I feel like this could break very easily. I paid $7 to get into rate to get that lovely bobblehead, and thanks to our friends over at Game Time, I got the cheapest ticket on the market, and I bought right before I got on the train and started to make my journey over there, and I honestly probably screwed up. Should probably be using the last minute tickets deals. The thing that I should be worrying about the most or the least is getting the tickets on time. The closer you get to the game time, prices go down. Use code CHGO for $20 off your first purchase over at Game Time. Download the Game Time app. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Welcome back to the CHGO White Sox postgame show presented to you by Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary with our friends over at Bet365. Sign up with code CHGO365. I was getting distracted because the Senior Director of Marketing and Promotions for the White Sox, Michael Downey, put out a poll. What bobblehead do you want next year? Joey? Colson Montgomery? Chase Mydroth, Kyle Teel, or Edgar Caro? Michael notes that the poll can only let them list 4 guys.
I know we're doing a lot of Colson hugging tonight, but I want to chase Mydroth. Just working this beat and being a producer for the White Sox, looking at pictures of Chase Meidroth and his beautiful blonde hair.
Okay.
I think he's bobblehead ready.
I would take a chasing surf or a chase. Yeah, chasing surf. Chase surfing.
Yes.
I would take chase surfing.
Surfer chase.
Surfer chase.
Yeah.
That would be fun. We've seen them do a 4-player bobblehead, though, Michael. What if Kyle Teel was here? What if Edgar Caro was here? Or maybe Caro and Teel are the bookends, and you got Colson and, Meidroth turning a double play off the middle? I want it. I want a 4-player bobblehead, Michael Downey.
Make room for Braden.
No. Braden gets his own. They could do a Braden and a Schultz Rising Star, or what's it called? What's the Future Stars?
Oh, yeah.
Future Stars bobblehead. All right. Anyways, we do have one question. I believe it's about Erick Fedde. Erick Fedde was designated for assignment by the Cardinals. So, woohoo, he stinks. Goodbye, Erick Fedde. This is from Doveman. He says, do the Sox give Erick Fedde a call? I don't think it's a terrible idea. Again, they've worked with him before, and he's a guy that I think would stay in the major leagues. We've seen him be desperate enough to want to keep pitching that he went to Korea and won their version of the Cy Young. So I think that it is possible. And again, they need someone to throw innings. And at the end of the day, if it's not SP5, if it's not number 52, number 1 in your hearts, I would like to see Erick Fedde. Erick Fedde's a way better story. He's not good. But, if he could throw 5 innings a game, I don't really care.
Yeah, I wouldn't be upset, especially if they have the opportunity to move off of Adrian Hauser. Can I also offer you they wait till
Hauser's possible. Syndergaard's in Charlotte. He just made a start tonight.
Right, and could I possibly offer that you wait till the offseason, re-sign Erick Fedde, and then rinse and repeat, baby. You build him back up, and then you trade him again in 2026.
No.
Don't want it again?
I mean, if he's really cheap, sure, why not? But anyways, do you have the guess I'm dumb drop?
Sure do.
All right. This is from My Big Dumb Mouth from July 29, 2024. To you out there, I have talked about rewriting trade history, how it's unfair to rewrite trade history. I am guilty. I have rewrote trade history. I have come onto this program in the year of our Lord, 2025, and have told you that I graded the return for the Erick Fedde, Michael Kopech, and Tommy Pham deal a B-. I guess I'm dumb. July 29th, 2024, at Sean_W_Anderson. I don't understand St. Louis's involvement in this trade. I'm baffled by it. It still doesn't feel complete. Cardinals get an A+, got 2 MLB starters for 1 hurt player. That's Tommy Edman. Wasn't that hurt? Dodgers get a B-. Kopech and Edman seems risky. Yes, I'm dumb. White Sox get a C-, trading 3 MLB starters for this. Hit the guess I'm dumb again. I guess I'm dumb. Miguel Vargas, Gerald Perez, and Alexander Albertus for a guy that just got DFA'd. Tommy Pham, who needed eye correction surgery, and Michael Kopech, who, admirably pitched in the World Series and won a ring. Congratulations to him, but did nothing to change his actual pitching. Just said, Buerhle fastball, go fast, and just was feeling better because he wasn't, playing for the White Sox. So play the guess I'm dumb again and chime in here. I guess I'm dumb.
But to be very fair, you've been very transparent about the, the beer goggles or the love glasses that you've had on from Michael Kopech for a long time. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes we love who we love. You know what I'm saying? So I understand where you're coming from, especially on the Tommy Pham side of things. But come on, Michael Kopech, I think... And also, I think a lot of White Sox fans felt that way too, many, many a times.
I blinded myself, though.
Yes.
I wasn't fair to the people. All right, some love that's developing here, and make sure you hit that thumbs up button if you like us, at least. Maybe not love, but if you like us, it doesn't have to be that serious. Someone who's kind of, bordering on love is Jonathan Cannon. You may look at the box score tonight and say, Sean, what are you talking about? Jonathan Cannon pitched 4 1/3 innings, allowed 7 hits, 5 earned runs, had 1 walk, and struck out 9. That's interesting. Why are you so in love with Jonathan Cannon's performance? It is a career high in strikeouts for Jonathan Cannon. His career high before this was 7. His new career high is now 9, so congratulations to Jonathan Cannon. But a tweet I believe I brought up in the offseason that interested me was from Go Cubs 49. I understand the @ name is terrifying, but just listen to me. Steven, back on November 25th, tweeted, I'm really intrigued by Jonathan Cannon's four-seam fastball. He locates it really well and has an adequate average velocity, and VAA. That's vertical approach angle. So it just means it's flat. It graded out in the 89th percentile of a whiff model that he threw together using linear regression, and it only had a 12% usage last year. Can you go to that graphic there, Joey? In 2025, Jonathan Cannon has used his four-seam fastball all the dots and stuff. Jonathan Cannon has used his fastball 16% of the time. So it's only a 4% increase. Tonight, Jonathan Cannon threw that bad boy 32 times. That's 36%. That is the most in any start for Jonathan Cannon. Previous high was 30, and that's 31.5%. I believe those are the 2 times that he's ever been over 30% in his career. And those dots are something I'm trying to teach you people. So if you need any questions, let me know. This is a slider on StatCast where we are making his dot proportional to the usage that he has. The smaller the dot means he uses it less. The bigger the dot means he uses it more. And the dot, you want to compare it to the major league average, which is that shaded in circle. What I'm trying to show you is Jonathan Cannon's four-seam fastball has a decent amount of rise, but because of its arm angle, it is fairly low compared to major league average on where fastballs that typically have rise are at. And you saw that play out in the 4th inning against Aranda in a 3-2 count, and I believe it was Walls in a 3-2 count. He went to the fastball 95 and 96 in both of them and threw it by him in 3-2 counts, and they swung under it, I think either thinking it was the sinker, because if you look at that sinker gets more depth than the MLB average. So what I think they're thinking is, oh, here comes the sinker. This ball is about to drop, but it's that four-seamer that even has a little bit more rise than you're even expecting, so you're not even able to foul it off. Cannon tonight gets 10 whiffs? His previous career high in a single game was 5. So he doubled it tonight. So I'm wondering if Cannon looks to rely on that four-seamer more. Joey, just go back to that circle thing again. I wonder if he needs to up his four-seamer usage and kind of have his cutter, sinker, and four-seamer be in similar alignment. If he can be at like 20% for those 3 pitches, and then he uses changeup as a whiff pitch, I think he could be really interesting. I think that he's a mix of what Lance Lynn used to offer, like just very fastball heavy, but then throwing in kind of the arm angle of Logan Webb. He's not as good, obviously, but light versions. This is the what's it called? The powder mix. You put that in a water bottle, you shake it up, right? Jonathan Cannon is the activated powder drink of Logan Webb. So I found it an interesting start from Cannon. The first inning, ugly, but he's been ugly in the first inning. Maybe they use openers for Cannon, and maybe he looks better on his starts. I'm interested in Cannon. I think he should be on the team for next year. All right, let's get into some Luis Robert Jr. stuff, because he had some news pop up today from The Athletic today on Luis Robert Jr. 2 clubs made aggressive attempts last week to land Luis Robert Jr. This is from Ken Rosenthal. The league sources said, but the Chicago White Sox wanted a better return of prospects. Who doesn't? Indeed, Robert picked up a fascinating time for a hot streak. Through 10 games, this is not including tonight, Robert is 12 for 33, a 364 average. What do you go tonight, Joe?
He went 1 for 3 tonight and picked up his 4th stolen base in this 11 game stretch now in this article.
13 for 36. That's lovely to see. That's a 361 average. The one thing that you haven't seen this year, you've seen a little bit of pop. He just hasn't made any contact. And he's been able to get on base. He just hasn't made any contact. So if he's getting a 361 average, that's really intriguing. Again, through 10 games, 2 homers, 3 stolen bases. Now that's 4 stolen bases through 11 games. He had a scheduled day off on Tuesday and missed the first week of the month due to a hamstring injury. This is what Rosenthal writes. Robert's overall numbers for this season remain subpar, 206 average, 636 OPS, blah, 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 blah. But Rosenthal says, since last season, his trade stock has suffered because of his poor results. Perhaps a late push helps the White Sox recoup some value. James Fox also mentioned that Bruce Levine linked Brenton Beatty of the Mets yesterday, and the team really liked Boston Bateman in last year's draft from the Padres could be possible options. I looked at the Padres. I don't think that they have really that interesting of a group of prospects. Preller does a good job of restocking and scouting, but I don't really want the White Sox to make a deal with the Padres. I got to be honest with you. The Mets, and Beatty is an interesting name.
I was going to ask you about Beatty, a guy that's already graduated. He had a couple flashes earlier this year, but still obviously learning the game. I'm curious.
I don't think we have this sound effect, so I'm going to have to Is that coming across clear?
I don't know what you're trying to do.
It was a fart.
Don't like it?
I was trying to make a fart noise. I don't like it. I gotta be honest. I don't mean to be rude to Brent Beatty, but I don't think he's a third baseman. And then I don't really think that he's that interesting as a second baseman, or if he actually can be a second baseman. He has over a year of service time, and to be honest, his numbers are fine this year. Again, 1.3 WAR, F WAR, and then 1.8 B WAR. He has 11 homers. The walks aren't that interesting. 24% K rate compared to a 7% walk rate. That's down. He had a 9% walk rate, 9.5% walk rate last year, and a 24.5% K rate. He is making more contact, which is better, but it's only a 237 average. The OBP is under 300, and the arm at third base is well worse than Vargas. The arm strength is 81.8. The range is decent, and he's graded out well as a fielder. But outside of his bat speed, I'm really not interested. Like, even though he's 6'3", I think he's got a real slender frame. I like Chase better at second. I don't really like Beatty that much at third. I'd rather keep Vargas. What I think the White Sox should be looking for is sub-20-year-old outfielders, right? Like, you need to be able to get somebody to fill in that void. There is Braden Montgomery coming up, but there isn't a huge dearth of outfield depth on this team. So I wouldn't mind an outfield type. I don't really think they need a third baseman. So I don't love Beatty. I think his bat is pretty iffy. So I wouldn't love Beatty for the White Sox because they don't really need a major league ready piece right now. They need a guy that can grow into something pretty special. If you're trading away Luis Robert Jr., you need to get somebody special, I feel like. Beatty's not special.
I guess the part
Why would the Mets trade him away?
I guess the part
he's
that
24.
Well, yeah, and that's what's interesting was that he was one of their top prospects just a couple of years ago. And on the north side of town, when they were trying to get Javi Baez from the Cubs, they were like, Beatty's off limits, untradeable,
and
untouchable.
The worst
and now
of Vientos and PCA.
He's very, very, very tradable. I guess the only thing is that if there is a very general comparison is if you were targeting a guy like Miguel Vargas, a guy who had graduated already but didn't really get the time on a team that was competing, a lot of pressure, didn't get an opportunity to just get those 1,000 at bats at a certain position. I guess that would kind of make me a little intrigued in a guy like Beatty, but also I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, hey, again, I gave the Vargas trade a C-, so again, guess I'm dumb. And Vargas's arm is marginally better, 83.7 mile per hour average arm velocity. Beatty's at 81.5, so about a 2 mile per hour difference. But I like Vargas better at third base. Maybe I'm wrong. Hit that thumbs up button. We have to take a break here on the CHGO White Sox postgame show presented by Bet365. By Bet365. By Bet365. Great friends over at Ray Chevrolet in Fox Lake. They're firing off fireworks. Pew, 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 pew. Mario did that earlier. I felt like I could make better pew-pew noises. They're doing that all month long with big savings. Come in today to shop the Freedom to Save sales event and drive home with $10,000 off MSRP on new Chevrolet models, or check out their selection of over 125 vehicles priced under $20,000. As one of the top-selling Chevy dealers in the Midwest, they'll be able to keep their prices competitive, so you know you'll get a great deal. And with Ray's Price Promise, the price that you see online will be the price that you pay in store. There is no hassling, no markups. The price you see is the price you get with our friends over at Ray. Go check them out on Route 12 in Fox Lake. Shop Ray Chevrolet in Fox Lake or raychevrolet.com. We also want to let you know about our friends over at Mint Mobile. If your plans are to take maybe a trip around the U.S. in your nice big Chevrolet, the last thing you want to be thinking about when you're in Montana, South Dakota, Idaho, California, wherever, maybe you're going Route 66 all the way down to Arizona, the last thing you want to be thinking about is your overpriced wireless bill. Switch to Mint Mobile. Get the coverage and speed you're used to, but for way less money. And for a limited time, Mint Mobile is offering 3 months of unlimited premium wireless service for just $15 a month. So while your friends are sweating over data overages, you'll be sweating over the Grand Canyon and all of its terrible heights. I'm afraid of heights, so I'm just scared. Maybe you like heights. Use your own phone number with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your own phone number along with your existing contacts. Ditch your overpriced wireless and get 3 months of unlimited service from Mint Mobile for $15 a month. New customer offer with 3 months unlimited wireless plan for just $15 a month. Upfront payment of $45 required. Limited time new customer offer for 3 months only. Speeds may slow above 35 gigabits. Unlimited plan. Taxes and fees extra. Visit mintmobile.com/White Sox. Mintmobile.com/White Sox. Welcome back to the CHGO White Sox postgame show presented to you by Bet365. We want to answer your questions. If you have any thoughts, let us know in the comments. Doveman asking again, how many games can we win and still be considered top 3 chances for the 2026 draft lottery? Thank you, Doveman, for that question. So right now, the White Sox are the favorite, even with this win tonight, to get the number 1 pick. Yes, they do not have the worst record in baseball, but Colorado is ineligible to get a top 6 pick again. They just drafted 4th. They took Ethan Holiday. Now that they've had back-to-back top 6 picks, they are ineligible of getting the number 1 overall pick. So a really bad time to be the worst team in baseball. Sounds like a team we know. That's why the White Sox got Billy Carlson, but hey, that seems like a pretty decent pick. Also, just on Billy Carlson, the White Sox have signed their full draft class and a few UFDAs, so all 20 picks have been signed. I believe they left around 8K left, I believe is what James Fox said. So 8K or 80,000 wasn't given out, but the White Sox were able to sign all 20. So if you were worried about them not signing anybody, they have. Anyways, the White Sox currently sit at 37 and 66, right? Did they update this? The Athletics are at 42 and 62. Pittsburgh's at 42 and 61. So they have about a 5-game difference there. 4.5 game difference. It's 10.5 games back and 15 games back between the Sox and Athletics. So what I'm trying to say is Atlanta is 4th at 44 and 57. So there's about a 7-game difference there between the Sox at 1, 8-game difference there between the Sox at 1 and the Braves at 4. So there's some cushion there. I mean, even if they go on a pretty lengthy streak, they have the ability to, to lose some games and even win some games. I just simmed the lottery right now. The Sox got the number 1 overall pick.
Yes.
Hey, stereo. Noah saying, what's the overall feeling about Will Venable? Also, Eric, I think you're wrong. It's 49 runs. Is it 49 or 51? Joey the math man, get on it. Noah Watson saying, what's the overall feeling about Will Venable? I liked the hire when it happened, and so far, so good. I think he's been a little bit slow to getting guys warmed up and having somebody ready to go if things get hairy for a pitcher. But overall, I mean, you even look tonight, great job of calling challenges when you needed to. I think that he's shown a good range of emotions. He's gotten thrown out in a very restrained way. He's gotten thrown out in a very emotional way. I think he's young enough to relate to the players, and you could see tonight when Teel hits that homer, that's a 1-run ball game. The last thing they're thinking about is, oh, that's Teal's first homer. We have to show up this rookie. They're all rookies. Their boy just homered. I mean, Chase Meidroth got a polo from Kyle Teel when he got called up. You think the last thing that Chase Meidroth's like, I'm going to give this guy the cold shoulder. He's like, no, let's go. Like, these kids are having fun. Teel hits that ball that I believe is a single, right? And there's Sox Optimist on Twitter that pulls the replay. Teal's screaming down the line, just like Jose Abreu, just being like, let's go, like, make contact. These kids are nuts. They're excited, and I think that's part on Will Venable. So it was a young, good, positive hire, and I think that's just shown so far. I mean, 37 and 66 record doesn't bother me. I mean, they're, right now, out of the gates, flirting with, not even being a 100-loss team if they just really win.
Quick shout out to Kyle Teel's throw in the first inning trying to get Chandler Simpson, who, by the way, has absolute blazing speed, had no shot at throwing him out. Not only did he sidearm it, not only was the get-off great, but the throw was absolutely perfect.
Sweeper in the left-hand batter's box. He's diving out to get it. Then somehow, while he's diving, switches it. Great exchange and flings it sidearm. Simpson, the fastest player in baseball, beats it, but by a hair. And it's right on the money to chase. So good point there. The Sox have some room. So don't worry too much. They're poised to get at least a top 3 pick. So that's good. All right. If you have any questions, let us know. I have to take some time to talk about your boy, my boy, Mark Buehrle. 16 years ago, he threw the 18th perfect game in Major League Baseball. And as Les Grobstein says, very famously, every single day on his show, I was there. I just got out of Brother Rice sports camp. Me and my buddy Vinny both lived in St. Linus. We're heading home. I drove Vinny home because he lived on 107th, just like me. And my dad was picking me up, said, do you guys want to go to the White Sox game? Vinny wasn't able to, but I was down. And we dropped out Vinny, went to 83rd, picked up my dad's friend Jimmy, went to 71st, went down Columbus, got on the Dan Ryan, got to the game, paid $37 for bleacher tickets. I still have the bleacher tickets. Section 161, row 10, seats 3, 4, and 5. My friends, this was a very special day. We get there a little bit late. We got out of Brother Rice baseball camp or whatever, sports camp around 11:30. Game was at 1:07. So the first inning already happened. We didn't see that. And we got in on, gate 3 down the first baseline, and our seats are in left field. So we walk around the first base side by the 108. I had no idea what the 108 was at that point. And then around the CBIC fan deck to the old scoreboard. Joey, if you want to show the old scoreboard, just to remind folks. And I see, at this point, that Mark Buerhle hasn't given up a hit and hasn't given up a walk because it says no runs, no hits, no errors. And I just joked like, oh, hey, perfect game for Mark Buerhle. What did he know? Because then in the bottom of the second, as you see, Josh Fields will hit a home run. And in the second inning, that's the first time I ever hear the outfield's your love because Gordon Beckham makes his at-bat. First time I'm seeing a Gordon Beckham at-bat in person. I fall in love with Gordon Beckham, would later get a Gordon Beckham jersey, and then Your Love by the Outfield became my favorite song.
Great song.
And then Josh Fields rewards me and the outfield and Gordon Beckham with a home run. But then things really don't get interesting until I believe it's the, 7th inning? Because in the 7th inning, I just finished my bag of cookies and cream Dippin' Dots. And I start to realize.
So the report on the screen,
away.
the report on the screen is true, is what you're saying.
Yes, I
Okay.
ate Dippin' Dots at Mark Buerhle's perfect game.
Change that to confirmed.
And then once it got a little bit hairier in the 8th, your boy started hyperventilating into the bag because what is going on? Let's get into the dorky stuff because, of course, I had to know how he did it. This was Mark Buerhle's 3rd time going 27 up, 27 down. He had a game with 2 hits where he induced 2 double plays to then face the minimum, and that was in 2004 against the Cleveland baseball team. In 2007, he has the no-hitter against Texas where he walks Sosa and then picks off Sosa at first base. Funnily enough, home plate umpire, I believe it was Eric Miller, is the umpire in both games. Both the no-hitter against Sammy, Eric Cooper, against Sammy in Texas in 2007, and then the perfect game against Tampa on the 23rd. So how he did it, let's show you this. These stats. These are from Brooks Baseball. This is the release point. What Mark Buerhle did consistently was when he was throwing a pitch, it was coming from the same spot every single time. This is a release point at 55 on every single pitch. You can't tell if it's a fastball. You can't tell if it's a curveball. You can't tell if it's a changeup. You can't tell if it's a slider. And honestly, that one right there, that green dot there, I know exactly which pitch that is. That is probably the, 3rd pitch of the first at-bat against Evan Longoria. I just watched that last night, and it was a changeup that he threw up at Longoria's head. It was a weird release, but also in that bat, it reminded me that Mark Buerhle, or I didn't even know this, has 2 changeups.
Oh, yeah.
The first one he throws to Longoria is an 83-mile-per-hour straight change that just goes down. I think maybe even a palm ball grip. And then the last one he gets him on, a 77-mile-per-hour changeup that it seems like it had a little circle change, arm side action movement that he gets him out on. Just beautiful stuff. But what he was able to do as well was just change speeds. If you want to go to the other one, look at this just difference. It's up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. This is by his pitch. And you could see that where he hits his highest MPH is at the final point. He hits 91 miles per hour on his second to last pitch. And then he throws that changeup to Bartlett. Bartlett, who was a great hitter, I believe led the American League at that time in batting average. He hits the ground ball. Alexei, yes, yes.
Yes!
How was that?
Yes! Hell yeah!
It was crazy.
This is incredible, though. This pitch speed thing, by the way, none of it is consistent. Mm-hmm. Everything is fractions or miles per hour off, and you can't square it up. All you can do is just hit grounders to Alexei and Gordon Beckham, which pretty much was the entirety of that day.
He faced 5 full counts and was able to get out of every single one of them. And he threw 40 changeups in that game, I believe, on 114 pitches. An amazing game. And again, I was in left field. when Dwayne Wise goes up to that Billy Pierce mural, everyone held their breath, and right field reacts before left field because left field has no idea. They saw his mitt go above the wall and kind of have the ball in his mitt, and then right field sees the actual completion. So it's probably first base, then right field, and then left field, and then the whole stadium kind of realizing, oh my God, he got the ball.
We talked about it. It's incredible just watching that catch. There is that millisecond, that 16th beat where the entire stadium is completely silent. And then you have Hawk's call as he's, catapulting himself off the wall, corralling the baseball, catching it, and everyone loses their mind.
I completely agree. And that's the best thing, too, is you can go back, even being there, I can go back and watch the broadcast, and it's like a completely different thing because now I got Hawk and Steve Stone, whose voice is completely different. I mean, 16 years ago, and it's just a little bit more stronger. I don't know, not to be weird. Anyways, Sam Smith brings up, which Sox pitcher makes you the most nervous? Oh, I said Sam Smith. Sam Roberts. Which Sox pitcher makes you the most nervous to see coming out of the pen? Steven Wilson always has me oofing. Wilson's a fair one. I honestly am going to go off the beaten path. It's your boy. It's everyone's boy. It's your favorite pitcher on the White Sox. Should have been All-Star Mike Vasil. Vasil is like Krakatoa. Vasil is
Batman?
Similar to, I believe, Mount Rainier. One of the mountains up west is an active volcano just waiting to explode, and it's like a super volcano. Looking at Vasil's ERA and his FIP, that boy is going to have a second half explosion. It's unfortunate. Hopefully he's able to stay on the team because I think that he's an interesting pitcher that if they're able to gain minor league options of, can be useful in several different roles like he's shown this year, but he's a little bit of a BABIP merchant, a little bit of a ball and play merchant. And I seem like that's the guy that it's like, not oof, but I mean, you could even see like Altavilla is trusted with the save. The guy warming up, if he needs to be bailed out, is Vasil. Like he's the janitor, Mike the janitor Vasil. And I know he wants to be called Batman. And maybe that's where janitors hide best, is in the shadows. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just overthinking.
Just keep saying it. People either think that you're crazy or it will actually happen.
I think people think I'm crazy. All right. Anything else that we need to hit on this show? We are approaching 47 minutes. Any other chats we've missed? Or
No. Just shout out to the chat tonight. Very, very excited chat. Great questions. You covered them all. I mean, we got Cubs Sox this weekend, but other than that, man, 57 people in the chat. So if you're still here, hit the like button on the way out.
Absolutely.
And thanks for coming in.
Doveman says another homer for Corey Lee in AAA last night. Padres need a catcher. I wouldn't be surprised to see Corey Lee moved, but I don't know how many are going to get moved. I think Hauser and Robert are certain. I think Corey Lee could get moved. I think a bullpen piece can get moved, but I don't know which one. Could be Isert. Could be Altavilla. Hell, it could be Cam Boozer. Somebody might like that 97-mile-per-hour fastball. But Corey Lee could be one of them. It's an interesting piece because I don't think that they're going to call up Lee and then have, Corey Lee catch and then have those, Caro and Lee be DHs, right? Like, I think they want them to catch. I think they're just in a kind of crappy position with Teel and Caro right now, but trading Corey Lee could be possible because I think he has value. He's 25 with like an OPS over 800 in AAA, which isn't good, but at least it shows you that he's more of a quad A guy. And for a catcher, that's a major league guy. If you're a catcher who could be like a quad A hitter and have Corey Lee's pop time, let's go. That's a Major League Baseball player. So, I think that he could probably outplay most of the 35-year-olds. I mean, he outplayed Martin Maldonado last year, and Martin Maldonado is currently catching for the Padres. So there's an upgrade right there for you. Hit that thumbs up button. Leonard saying, what a great night. Every young guy contributed. I will sleep happy tonight. Tuck in that Colson Montgomery baseball card under your pillow and dream tightly, White Sox fans. We do have a fun show on Sunday. The show on Sunday we're
going to do a watch along on Sunday, and then also a White Sox post game too as well.
Yes. So post game, normal post game on Sunday after Cubs Sox, but during the game on CHGO Sports, Cubs Sox mixed watch along. So we'll be talking Cubs Sox trade deadline, all the stuff during the crosstown rivalry on Sunday here on the CHGO Sports YouTube channel. Hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you're subscribing if you want to become a diehard. Scan the QR code that Joey's going to flash in a second. We've been having fun in the Discord. You got Jared, Jeffrey joining us. We have Ashley, Fresco Elmo, just to name a few. Our guy AJ as well. So if you're looking to hang out, Nilpak, Noah, if you're looking to hang out, join the diehard Discord, and you can have fun with us, CHGO White Sox fans. We will talk to you on Sunday. Thank you, Joey Christopoulos. Thank you to you, the viewers. I'm Sean Anderson. I'll see you on Sunday. Goodbye.
We all silly like the mayor.